Donald Trump said the supposed drones seen over the East Coast should be shot down and then held a press conference today where he claimed the government knows what's going on while refusing to tell us what's going on. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. You guys, once again, lots of crazy is happening. This is just how it's going to be from now on. Every day I'm going to come out here like a waiter at a restaurant that has way too many specials. Tonight we have drones in New Jersey, RFK Jr. revoking the polio vaccine, Trump running for a third term, Trump admitting he lied about grocery prices, Pete Hegseth promising to stop getting faced, and a sandwich special. Oh, what's on the sandwich special? Let me ask the chef. What's on the sandwich special?
Bacon, lettuce, tomato.
Over the weekend, Trump ally Steve Bannon, who I would describe as just rescued at sea, floated the possibility of Trump running for a third term in 2028.
Donald John Trump is going to raise his hand on the King James Bible and take the oath of office. His third victory in his second term. And the Viceroy, Mike Davis, tells me, since it doesn't actually say consecutive, that, I don't know, maybe we do it again in 28. Are you guys down for that? Trump 28?
First of all, Trump 28 sounds like his golf score when he cheats. Okay, Lindsay 102 and Trump 28. It was amazing. I wish I could have seen it, but I couldn't on account of the blindfold he makes me wear. Now, this is an obvious troll from Bannon, but then again, they're always trolling until they're not. Republicans are like guys who jokingly propose a three-way with their wife and her best friend. I mean, that'd be so crazy, right? I mean, unless you're into, I'm kidding. Brenda, though, Brenda is a maybe. No. And yeah, that story was still not as strange as the drones flying over New Jersey. Now, I'll admit, I didn't pay much attention to this story at first because it's New Jersey and weird always happening over there, right? I mean, if they were still making new Sopranos episodes, Tony would definitely be flying drones. Whoa, Sil, check this out. You can take pictures of your neighbor's house. I don't know anything about no drones, T. Maybe if we had drones, we wouldn't have lost that Russian in the woods. Didn't go great. I feel great about it. And again, shame on me, a New Yorker, for not paying attention to a New Jersey problem. It's just for New jerks. New jerkers. Hey, that's what we are. We don't care. New jerkers. It's just for New Yorkers, New Jersey is like that next door neighbor with the beaded curtains and weird smells and exotic wildlife in his house. And you say, honey, I think the guy next door has goats in his apartment. Listen. But now the alleged drone sightings seem to be spreading and reaching all the way to the federal government.
We begin this morning with the search for answers as reports of drone sightings are growing across the eastern U.S.
For the past few weeks, several mysterious drones were spotted in the skies of New Jersey.
That's right, but efforts to find where they're coming from have been unsuccessful.
The FAA said it began receiving reports of drone activity near Morris County, New Jersey on November 18th.
It was just about the size of a school bus, hovering about 150 feet over the trees. All of a sudden, the moon is starting to move to my left, and it's heading towards me. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, no, it's not the moon. Maybe it's a plane. Then suddenly, it gets closer, and it's hovering right over the trees, and it looks like, I guess, an enormous drone. I'm not even sure what I've never seen anything like it. It's just a drone on steroids.
All right, first of all, it's New Jersey. Of course the drone was on steroids. Even a drone has to bulk up for beach season. That's why the drones have also been sighted with dumbbells, tanning oil. Second, I'm sure some people really are seeing drones, which are pretty common, but there are also definitely some cases where people just seem to be looking up at the night sky for the first time and noticing stuff that was already there. On Friday, for example, former Maryland governor and GOP Senate candidate Larry Hogan tweeted a video of what he claimed were drones in the sky, writing, "I personally witnessed and videoed what appeared to be dozens of large drones. I joined with the growing bipartisan chorus of leaders demanding that the federal government immediately address this issue." And that would seem like a big deal until you read the community note right below it. The stars at the 39-second mark are recognizably the constellation Orion. From this, you can determine that the bright lights behind the trees are the stars Sirius and Procyon. No anomalous objects are apparent in this video. Man, we really do need to increase funding to our schools. He saw stars in the sky and he thought they were unidentified flying objects. Even worse, the drones were flying in a formation that resembled some sort of large dipper. You know what this means? They're coming for our gravy! This whole drone freak out is turning us into prehistoric Neanderthals. Don't let these people anywhere near the Thanksgiving Day parade next year. Everyone take cover. The aliens are approaching. Sir, that's just the Charlie Brown balloon. Oh, sure, that's what you wanted us to think. The aliens are trying to make contact. Listen. No human talks like that. They just called us a bunch of blockheads. So now, amid the national freakout, officials are trying to reassure the public that nothing nefarious is going on.
It appears that many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
Every video I've seen, and I've spent the last couple days looking at every one of these videos, every video I have seen on Twitter or on the internet are all airplanes.
We believe that there are cases of mistaken identity where drones are actually small aircraft and people are misidentifying them. There very well may be drones in the sky, of course, but those are commercially available. One can go into a convenience store and buy a small drone. There are also commercial drones as well.
It's true. Did anyone think we'd start selling drones at convenience stores in America? And there wouldn't come a day when people were screaming, there's too many goddamn drones? By the way, the more you complain about the drones, the more people in New Jersey are going to send drones up into the sky. They're going to be, where you going, Tony? I'm going to send my drone up. Everybody's losing their mind. I'm just having fun with my drone. My drone. President Biden addressed the drone issue earlier today. I'm just with you. He was nowhere to be seen. I mean, for real, for real. I'm sure they brought up drones in the morning briefing, and he just screamed, pass. And that's for the best. This guy's legacy's already taken a beating. Last thing we need is to see him talk about drones. Well, I was growing up in Scranton, they weren't even called drones. We call them kites. You had to run real fast. I didn't take pictures. We had a good time. I'm pretty sure the only times we're going to see Biden from now until Inauguration Day is while he quietly makes his case about how good the last 4 years were, while just getting drowned out by a sea of drones. I did a good job. There we go. I don't even, well, neither Waller or I know where we are. Still, the most likely answer is that there probably are some commercially available drones in the sky, along with airplanes and stars that are, always there. Or if you ask New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, we're under attack.
From very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America.
First of all, I find it hard to believe that very high and qualified sources wanted to get this information out and said, give me the red phone, it's time to call Jeff. What's the number for the Keebler treehouse? But okay, sure, there's an Iranian mothership off the coast of the Jersey Shore. Even worse, there was a plane flying a banner that said death to America and $3 Bud Lights down at the Crab Shack. And I'm sorry, if there was a mothership off the coast of the United States close enough to launch a fleet of drones, I feel like we would see it, right? Based on the fact that we can see the drones. The cloaking shields on the mothership are working well. The Americans can't see us at all. And just to check, we're cloaking the drones too, right? Oh, oh, no, they can see the drones. Oh. Now, the Pentagon quickly issued a statement debunking that theory, but that didn't stop online wackos from running wild. And by online wackos, I, of course, mean the incoming president of the United States.
President-elect Donald Trump weighing in on all those suspicious drones spotted over New Jersey and Connecticut and New York and points beyond, posting on Truth Social just moments ago, quote, Mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know. And now, otherwise, shoot them down.
That post is so crazy, we don't even have time to dwell on the fact that he misspelled the words don't and shoot. Personally, I don't think you should have the authority to order the military to shoot something down if you can't even spell the word shoot. But what do? Nobody tells me jack two eyes. But unlike Biden, Trump did address the situation today at a press conference where he claimed the government knows what's going on, but mysteriously did not want to get into it.
Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
I can't believe we have another 4 years of this drone. In fact, he's worse than a drone. In fact, he's worse than a drone. He's a
drone on steroids.
It's been a closer look.